Hello, good afternoon. This is the Pyramid Show. It is a well-known fact that shelter is one of the basic needs for almost every human being. And for this reason, most people would want to look at shelter as one principal thing to consider once they begin the journey of life. For that matter, the importance of housing to individualize community living in society, as suggested by UN Habitat 2011, cannot be overestimated. One of the main reasons why housing programs have not been successful in Ghana is because of the lack of continued funding. However, for any developing countries, the provision of affordable houses is of paramount importance to low and moderate income households. In addition, the high cost involved in new buildings, putting them basically out of reach of lower income groups, mean that affordability is gaining increasing attention. By projection, the housing stock is apparently not sufficient in the current situation. Apparently, affordable housing often provides people with the hope and the opportunity to get out and out of their poverty. It's also important to take note that today we are looking at the practical guide to build affordably. We shall be talking about some of the mistakes we see that occur on our various sites, and also be giving you good advice on how to achieve an affordable house once you begin the journey of construction of your home. Again, I advise that you go for your tape measure. Also make sure you have a calculator with you, because we're going to make it as practical as possible so that by yourself, you can put together the figures and get to know how you are losing money. Once again, this is the Pyramid Show. We take a break here. You are welcome back to the program, The Pyramid Show. My name is Emmanuel Owusan. So my guest in the studio, he goes by the name Eric Kweku Gyimah, Director, iWoods Creation. And their specialty, they use shipping containers for the fabrications of home. Again, on the other side, they also have the specialty of using timber to build, that is, joinery items. Examples, you're talking about doors, you're talking about cabinet, you're talking about furnitures and so forth, etc., in your house. And he joins me on the discussion, that is the practical guide to building an affordable house. Director Gyimah, thank you for your time to join us in the studio. Now, let me begin. We began our discussion from last week on affordable housing, and there was the debate. Although many later we realized that was on one side, but I would want to have your take. Affordable house, is it a myth or a reality, especially here in Ghana?
Thank you very much once again for giving me the opportunity. Thanks to your wonderful viewers too as well. Yeah, affordable homes is not a myth. I would say we are talking about numbers over here when the word affordable comes to play. And when we're talking about numbers, we move from one before we go to two. So definitely there's something cheaper than something, and there's something more expensive than the other.
I like that expression. There's something cheaper than something, and there's something expensive than something. Okay, let me touch on briefly what you do. The using of shipping containers to build houses, to fabricate houses. In your short soon you shall see them, but I'm asking, what motivated you on this venture?
Okay, the main motivation that I got initially was building a store at Gyimah, whereby the land is not for me.
Okay.
It's a rented land that I leased for a period of time, and I had to make use of the land to put up a store on it. So I was looking out for something that is more affordable, something that is not very much permanent on the land, that should one day my lease should be over, I can actually move my structure. I'm not going to lose my investment.
Okay.
So it's actually about cost and the fact that one day I still should be able to put that structure in use, even if it's not at the current location. Okay,
so on our screens, we are having pictures of some of the buildings you've actually built. Are they made of the shipping containers, as you said? I'm getting the feeling of a tongue and groove timber, but I don't know. You are the contractor. Is it made of shipping containers?
Yes.
What we see is made of shipping containers.
Yeah, these are shipping container hotel. This is actually a hotel. That's Villa de Tuga in Kokrobite, right over
Villa
here.
de Tuga.
Villa de Tuga, right over here in Accra, Kokrobite. And it's a combination of 40-footer and 20-footer containers, as you can see. And that was able to provide 12 unique apartments on a plot of land.
Now, you've done this construction. Is it affordable?
It's,
comparing it to the concrete, the blocks we normally do?
yes, I would say it is affordable.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at the relationship between the cost of blocks houses and that of shipping containers.
It is affordable. It is very, very much affordable than a regular brick and mortar. But one thing that I've also got to realize in my time space working with shipping container homes is that as much as it's affordable, people also want it to look more luxurious. They want it to look more like a brick and mortar house. They end up spending so much in relation to like a brick and mortar that will make it like that will make it look a bit expensive.
Make it look a bit expensive.
But if you are looking at just converting a shipping container to a regular, very decent place that you can live in comfortably, it is relatively far cheaper than a brick and mortar.
Okay, so it's far cheaper than brick and mortar. But one interesting fact about people constructing homes and spending more is waste, and sometimes the unfortunate incidents that occur. So I'm asking you, during the time or the process, the duration that you were building your home, did you ever encounter this theft issue, and how did you deal with it? And also I'm asking if you've ever received a quotation, in other words, an estimate from your contractor, the artisan, the subcontractor. How were you able to ascertain or justify that the value, the figure that they were giving to you was the accurate one? So this and more, I would want you to send me a WhatsApp or an SMS via this number, that's 0500 180 697, 0500 180 697. My last question to you, we are here talking about alternative to the use of blocks, concrete for the construction of homes. And typically, we just mentioned the use of shipping container. Would you be ready to stay in a shipping container house? Just let me know the blunt truth. So again, the WhatsApp number is 0500 180 697. Also, you can also send me an SMS. Now, quickly, let me come to you. Okay. That was a brief about the use of shipping container. Okay. I'm asking, most people are saying affordability. I mean, talking about affordable house, it's not realistic, and you are saying that it's realistic. So what are some of the factors that the individuals out there, the citizens out there, the viewers out there, they do not observe, or that caution they've overlooked, making them at the end of the day seeing big figures when it comes to the construction of their houses?
Okay, sure. Like I said, a building is something that you are putting up. So almost everything that is going into the building, from the construction, the plan, the materials to be used, is something that you have in your hands that you should be able to control. So first of all, some of the things that makes building very expensive, we have so many factors. I'm going to talk about a couple of them, and then maybe we would be able to, We are talking about customization. When we talk about customization, we have an extensive way that when people are building, they want to customize their building plan to a certain terrain or level. Maybe you've seen somebody's huge building that he had this county lever over there. You felt probably it is something that it is easy to achieve. You want to go in for that, and some of these customizations will end up bringing you so much cost. We also talk about the kind of materials to be used. Let's just say you are doing, you are a young graduate and you just started work and you want to put up your own building. Doing a 5-bedroom, 4-bedroom house, probably that your family is not even up to 5 people or 4 people, but you want to do a 5-bedroom or 4-bedroom house. That would definitely going to put so much cost on your building as well. Now, some of the things that you do, like roofing, some people may choose to do concrete roofing. concrete roofing is expensive. You understand? There are other alternatives to roofing that you can go. Even the kind of iron rods, the materials that people use. Some people don't use the right artisans. They don't use the right project managers. They end up projecting things in their own head. Maybe doing a work that you know you need a 16 mm iron rod. You go in buying a higher one, which will end up adding so much cost to your work as well. So all these factors, poor planning, poor supervision, and there are so many of these are going on. Try a lock, I would say, yeah, that's
try your luck.
Yeah, try a lock. That's
something
that it's quite common over here in Accra. Most buildings are somebody who started building even without a plan. He just looked at somebody's building, just assumed, I need this block here, I need this wall here, I need this pillar here. He will start then before he realized that no, this thing is not supposed to be here. Yeah, and
now you've mentioned a lot. Now categorizing them means we are talking about over-engineering. You're looking at that's the design itself, the non-use of professionals and artisans. You go on, but we'll be coming to them. But let's look at the principal determinant. One principal determinant of these costs being so high, pricey, over the top, stiff, and you talk about land. Okay, the acquisition of land and the current prices, the cost of land, even afar, is quite unbearable.
Yes, yeah, land issue. That's also another factor. But like you're saying, when we look at the land is very expensive. So definitely when you're coming to start to build, you also have to look at the locality that you feel, your money that you have. Land is expensive, but to be honest with you, it's not expensive everywhere. We have places that lands are very expensive. East Legon, Cantonment, Airport, and so have you. When somebody wants to build, probably is also looking at, my colleague is living in East Legon, so I also need to buy a land in East Legon. The cost of that land alone can drain you. You have to look at other localities.
But the reality is, if you want a cheaper land and you're going as far beyond Pram, you're going to Amanapo, you're climbing the hill, you're going to Ketase, Bosmase, Kasua, now you're entering Winneba Swedro, and you are looking at the journey back to work, to social places, and you're putting the full figures together, and you still want to stay in the city.
Yes.
That's one reason why people do not want to go far. Not for the fact that they are within communities like East Legon, can't mention.
Well, that they have a genuine concern, but I will tell you that some few years ago, when I moved to Asalibutre, where I live now, it was a deserted place like Kaswa now. And when you're talking about, just like you made mention, people are building, the country is developing, and some few years ago, some places that you knew that they were underdeveloped, now they are doing it. It is never a waste of money to go or invest in land. Trust me, no matter how far it is, it is never a waste of money to.
Do I necessarily have to buy a full plot?
You don't.
70 by 100?
You don't. That's what it does. You don't. So it boils up to planning. It boils up to the planning. What kind of building?
If I don't have to buy a full plot, meaning, am I supposed to buy a quarter plot, half plot?
Yes. Okay. Even with brick and mortar, a quarter plot can build you a decent home.
How many bedrooms?
A 3-bedroom.
3-bedroom?
Yes. A 3-bedroom.
You've done that before?
Yes. Yes. As you can see, that was a full plot.
On a quarter plot?
On a quarter plot. Even less than a quarter plot. Because I did 18 units of 3-bedroom apartment on a plot of land, which is 80 by 100.
Yet still I can park my car.
And yes, you can still have enough space to park your car, and there was still enough space for administrative block and a restaurant on that same plot of land. So meaning I used less than, and when you're talking about that, also shipping container comes in place.
Yeah.
With shipping container homes, you can start off with 140-footer container.
So on your screen right now, you're seeing a typical construction done with shipping container. And so, Gyimah, explain what we are seeing right now.
Okay.
How many bedrooms?
There's a 2-bedroom.
This is a 2-bedroom?
Yeah, there's a 2-bedroom. So that's the master's bedroom upstairs with a large balcony with a toilet and bath at the master's bedroom. The main floor, which is the middle floor, has a 1-bedroom, a hall, and also a living space. Your toilet and bath, everything is in there. Now the base was actually done because of the location of this particular structure. It was on a mountainous area.
Okay.
So we had to put up a small base to be able to have a level ground to put a container, and we moved our kitchen and storeroom to the base.
Now, I directed our discussion to the picture because I realized that it was actually done on almost a quarter plot. You were on a discussion, the possibility of using a quarter plot, half plot, to still achieve the goal of an affordable house. Please go on.
Okay. A regular 40-footer shipping container can give you a 1-bedroom, toilet and bath, a kitchen and a living room. That's a regular, like a 40-footer container. You can also have a 2-bedroom with a toilet and bath and probably a small kitchenette. You can do an extension and have your living room somewhere. So just imagine, and the size for a 40-footer container is 40 feet by 8 feet. That's 40 by 8 feet. So even if the land is 100 by 70 feet, and I'm dividing the land into 4, that makes it 25 by 70 feet. 25 by 70 feet, I can place actually 2 40-footer containers parallel on that particular land. And that 2 containers will be able to give me a 2-bedroom and still have, that's going to be 16 feet. And I still have enough, some space still left to park my car and all that.
Okay, so about the plan to achieving that. I mean, how do you go about the plan, the design?
The design, it's not quite difficult, I would say. The internet has made it very easy for us nowadays. Yeah, so you just have to have an idea, or you go to the internet, or you go out somewhere, you see a very particular design, and then you put that design into drawing to get your whatever you want to do. And building with shipping containers, in terms of the structure building itself, you just need to know the technicalities involved, and you can actually go upscale to be able to have more space. Yes.
Okay, but the other question others will be asking, you've made us understand that we don't necessarily need 1 plot of land. A quarter plot, half plot can do that. But again, is there a way we can still acquire land at a cheaper price, cheaper cost?
Oh, yes. Well, this is something that somebody is paying rent. It boils up to mortgages. And sometimes people are doing things without the knowledge that something like this is there. Just imagine somebody paying a rent of 1,500 cedis a month for wherever the person is staying. That person, same person, is planning of building, and has actually gotten his land and started his construction. Let's just say you are committing 30,000 Ghana cedis the whole year into your building, your personal building, and also committing 1,500 a month. So 30,000 by the whole year. Let's say you are spending 2,000 cedis or so a month. And you're also on a project, you're spending 2,000 on your project. And you're also paying a rent of 1,500 cedis. That adds up to 3,500 cedis. And that's a lot of money. But there are actually there are so many financial institutions who provide mortgages that you can actually start enjoying your mortgage by living in your own house and paying off, let's say, 3,000 cedis. While you're
still living in the building.
While you're still living in your building. So I think some of these opportunities are there, but we need more of that. And it needs to be more friendly to the youth to be able to embrace it. Okay.
In your earlier submissions, you touched on that is the design. You are talking about cantilever projections, pergolas, even the kind of roof that you opt for, all contributing to the reason why your building is not affordable. I would want you to take it stage by stage, example by example, scenario by scenario, and point it out to our viewers. some of the mistakes they are doing out there, that's why they are not achieving, a very cheap construction.
Okay. Let's say let's start off from the foundation. You are building, you need an affordable building, but you bought a land where the land is on a mountainous area, whereby access to road is quite difficult. If your idea is to build an affordable home, transportation of materials to your site is also going to drain you as well. So where you are building is your number one factor that would add up cost to you. That doesn't dispute my earlier submission that wherever you are buying a land, it is never a waste of money. That doesn't dispute that. But there are so many things to consider, even no matter how far the land is, how easy cars can access it and all that. Now let's talk about materials, blocks. You don't intend to build a story building. If your plan is to do just a one-floor building and just roof it, the materials that you use for that is different from the materials you use. If you want to do a building where you want to go upscale, you do your concrete and probably continue. With improper planning, you may start off a building using materials that are meant for story buildings, doing thicker concrete pillars, using 6 inches solid blocks for your work, which will add up cost to your work. The kind of even when the building is done, your window levels, the high your windows go will determine or will add up to your cost. The kind of tiles that you are using will add up to your cost. The kind of kitchen, your kitchen alone would also be able to add up so much. So these few points that I made mention, if proper planning is being done, using the right artisans, having the right building plan done, and avoiding trial luck or mistakes, you will end up saving a lot, and you end up
So you end up saving a lot by making sure that you also engage the professionals and the rightful certified artisans on your project. Our discussion today, we are looking at practical guide to the construction of affordable house. In other words, you would want to avoid all those unnecessary actions that are not supposed to occur on your property. And I'm asking you this, for those who have already built your homes, I would want to know, what are some of the painful or unfortunate lessons you learned on the project? Others are talking about the theft that occurred on their property. Others are talking about the bloated estimate or quotations that were given to them by these contractors. So share with me. Again, we're also looking at the use of shipping containers for the construction of homes. And my simple question to you, are you going to live within a shipping container? This and more, make sure you send me your thoughts, your reactions on 0500 180 697. 0500 180 697. We'll be taking a break. The show will return shortly. Thank you very much for staying with us. Once again, this is the Pyramid Show here and live on Joy News. Now, luxury, exclusivity, and your dream home await you at Lakeside Community 8. And now I've been telling you more about this awesome development they have done, because within this vicinity, you are guaranteed of 3 recreational parks. Like I always say, you have the experience to be having the boat experience on the water with your family. Again, you are guaranteed a 24/7 security surveillance. Actually, it's a gated community, and above all, a high-speed MTN fiber internet connectivity. So for more and further information, make sure you visit our website. That is www.silverstartowers.com, or send us an email, viglo@silverstartowers.com, or call us on 050 127 9284, 050 127 9284. Now, on the back of what our guest in the studio, that is Director Gyimah, was trying to explain to us, is a fantastic one. The need why you have to go for a mortgage. His simple explanation was this: if you are currently living, say, a 2-bedroom house where you are paying like $1,500 a month, and yet you are still trying to build a house for yourself, Let's assume in a year you are spending about 30,000 on that project. Divided by 12, roughly in a month you are committing about 2,500 to that project. So for your accommodation alone, you're looking at your rent 1,500, and to your project monthly, you're looking at 2,500, making a total sum of 4,000 Ghana cedis. And with this, it's going to take you even a longer period and duration to complete the house before you move in. Let's talk about the maintenance of these landlords and the discomfort of living in somebody's house. That's why I recommend be smart. There is power in knowledge. Make sure you go for a mortgage. With a mortgage, you can be paying like 3,000 a month and yet still be occupying the building. So be quick. Make sure to call Republic Bank for their mortgage packages and call them on these numbers we have over here. You can reach Republic Bank. That is 050-109649, 0540-109649, or 0540-109901. And kindly follow Republic Bank on all their social media handles at Republic Bank Ghana on all our social media handles. Audrey Dushikafu is here with the interactive segment.
Thank you. We're having a discussion on the practical guide to building an affordable house. Emmanuel has spoken about mortgage, and I know he's taking one for me.
I don't know why you'd always want me to carry your bills for you.
We had a discussion on you building one for me, and now we have Woods here, the director.
So I'm building
here
one for you,
process.
and yes, I'm taking a mortgage.
Yes, you take a mortgage to finance it.
And why am I
then you
taking
get one for my little brother also.
I get one for your little brother as well.
Exactly. So you can join our interactivity by sending a message on our WhatsApp number. It's 0500-180-697, or engage us on our socials. It is X, formerly known as Twitter, at the Pyramid_Show. And then you can also watch us live on My Joy online on YouTube. So our first comments coming in is from Sherry from Awoshi. Even Americans use woods for their building in countryside, and it's so beautiful. He is right. In Japan, many use bamboo to build nice apartments. In Spain, this project is in rural areas and in cities. Gyimah uses a system in factory bungalows. That's coming from J.A. Amponsam. Ebenezer Afu from Amasaman. Will the shipping container not be too hot internally to live in? I am enjoying your educative program. Thank you. How much will a 2-bedroom shipping container cost? I really like your program. Thanks for more insight into building a house project. Thanks for more insight into building a project. So you can still send your messages as the number 0500-180-697. Please add your name so we can address you properly. Please, how much will it cost me to acquire a 2-bedroom made of a container? Next, coming from Joe. Please, how much does it cost? Please, how much does a 3-bedroom shipping container house cost on average? And how comfortable is it to live in compared to brick and mortar building? I'm Tony from Techiman. Did he just say 6 inches should be used for only story buildings? If so, then I think he should check standard specification for single story structure. Please, can you ask your guest about the room temperature of the shipping container buildings? That's from Enchi from Kumasi. Good afternoon. Please find out from the Executive Secretary of Public Servants Housing Loan Scheme Board, Dr. Boatin Asante, why our loan forms are delayed for many years. Please find out from the executive why our loan forms are delayed for more than 3 months in their house. That's from Roy from Anya. Hello, please, how much will a typical 3-bedroom shipping container building cost? I'm enjoying the show at Oyarifa, and the guest is educating us a lot. This, I think, is a way to reduce costs, avoid land litigation issues, and others. We thank you so much. That's from Daniel from Oyarifa. So that will be all for the interactive segment, but you can still engage us on our socials. It is X at the Pyramid_Show, Facebook 360 Media GH, and you can also send in your messages or WhatsApp on 0500-180-697.
Now, it's interesting with what you were saying, even asking for your brother also a mortgage package. I was thinking you would be enough. I don't know why. I don't want to say ladies behave that way.
You don't have to say ladies.
Okay, I'm not saying that. So thank you very much, Audrey Dushikafu, there with the interactive segment. You can still keep sending your messages. We shall be reading them. And in about a few, we shall be opening the phone lines. So stay with your set. Gyimah.
Yes.
Let me start with this important question that came in. There's this message, and I read. It says, will the shipping container not be too hot? And it's coming from Ebenezer Afo.
No.
I mean...
No. Actually,
that is a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. But we provide, there's a lot of insulation, the procedures that is done internally and externally when the construction process is going on. And it actually gives you a normal room temperature, more like very good temperature even than a brick and a mortar house.
Okay, now quite a number of them trying to get the prices for a container home, meaning most people are embracing your container idea.
Yeah.
The prices roughly?
The prices, I wouldn't be able to give a figure, but let's say you want to start off from the basic. With a basic 60,000 Ghana cedis, should be able to give you a one-bedroom apartment. Yes.
Okay, 60,000 Ghana cedis should be able to give you a one-bedroom apartment. Let's go back to our discussion where you were talking about over-design being a factor why homes are unaffordable. You also spoke about that is over-engineering, poor supervision being a major contributor to why homes become unaffordable. Any other factor that you would want to tell us?
Yeah, basically when you're talking about over-designing, over-designing, as you know, goes to the kind of windows that the person is using, the kind of flooring or tiles that the person wants to use, the kind of fittings that the person wants to place or use in his house.
And when you visit projects and you look at the window size,
yes,
and you're asking yourself, have they really actually understood what they want? Because looking at the sizes of these openings, it tells you you're going to pay more for the windows. Is that the case?
More often, yes. Yeah, oh yes. But more often, what happens is that when they are starting, it looks fancy to them. Most people don't go into even find out the price, because let's say you want to cut your window, right? When you're going to buy the glass, there is a standard sheet most of these glass come in. As soon as you cross that standard measurement and you're even just adding 1 feet to it, meaning probably you need to do a tempered glass, you need to go in for a bigger sheet just for them to cut that particular measurement for you, which will end up costing you so much. So what I also know is that more people don't get to find out the cost of those customizations that they are doing.
But don't you think at the early stages, if they get to consult experts, like professionals, they would advise them against such, decisions?
Well, the funny thing is more often when they are engaging professionals, they feel that is what is even going to make them spend more. Those service charge that a professional would charge you to be able to make sure you put your project on the right path so that you'll be able to save and the project will also go, because every delay in construction is cost.
Okay.
It's adding up cost to yourself. So even without proper planning, delays in your work will also. So sometimes the initial cost of you engaging a professional to do all the planning and design for you, sometimes we feel, or customers feel like that is an added cost or a cost that is avoidable.
Now, earlier on you spoke about over-engineering. Practically, some of the activities we do on site with the pouring of concrete, with the use of iron rods, and you also even spoke about that's the force formwork, what typically we say as formwork. How best do you think, as clients, we are supposed to handle it so that, go about it so that we don't incur more costs during the construction process?
Yeah, we have to go in for simple designs. Yeah,
but I'm looking at, yes, that is clear, going for simple, realistic designs. But I'm talking about the use of the iron rods. In some cases where you witness 16 mm iron rods, reinforcement.
Yes.
And you are thinking with this, you could have actually managed a 12 mm.
12 mm. Yeah.
That's clearly an over-designed situation.
Yes, that's it. So it still boils up to the fact that with poor planning, that will end up making you use materials that you feel that is what is required for the work, but basically that is not what is required for the work. There are some sites when you go, somebody will do a concrete pour of about, let's say, 7 inches or 8 inches.
Can you repeat that again? Because most of the times it happens on the side.
Yes, somebody can do a concrete pour of about 8 inches or 7 inches, whereby that particular fees would require something less.
Okay.
You understand? Yes.
Now, let me explain this to our viewers. Today, because of this, I made sure I brought a tape measure. So for the normal concrete to be casted, typically on a floor or what that's supposed to be a slab. Okay, it's supposed to be 6 inches. So with a tape, oh sorry, I'm not getting this on the camera very well. Okay, I hope this does. So you are seeing the 6 inches there. That is how thick it's supposed to be. But most of the times, people end up pouring beyond the height of 6 inches. And this is how detrimental it is to your finances. Okay, let's assume you are building or constructing a house, about a 3-bedroom house, and you have a dimension of about, that is 20 by 15 meters. Just get your calculator. We are going to do a simple math so that you understand some of the ways and means you end up losing money, making your building become unaffordable for you. So get a calculator and let's do this math. So for a drawing of a size, a design of a size, about 20 by 15 meters. Once you multiply it, you are supposed to be around, that is, you are looking at, that is 300 square meters. With 300 square meters, so on your screen, you are seeing a typical building design where, so a house, this is a 3-bedroom house, okay? And the dimension, yes, the dimension is 19 by 15 meters. So if you want to cast the ground floor slab, okay, you are looking at 19 times 15, you'll be getting 285 square meters. And if you are doing 285 square meters, times, that is 6 inches. 6 inches in meters is 0.15. So 285 square meters times 0.15, you end up having 7.13 cubic meters. So when I say casting your floor, that is when you've actually raised, constructed your foundation walls, and you want to get this. You want to achieve the slab. You want to do your floor. This is what you call the floor. Technically, it's called slab. So in doing this, now you are around 7.113. Sorry, you are around, you will see your cubic meters. But when you do it in excess, when you do it in excess of about, let's say 1 inch, which is about 0.025, I'm going to tell you how much waste you'll be, or more cost you'll be incurring on your building. If you add 0.025, that is meters to that concrete, you end up, that is throwing away 7.13 cubic of concrete. That is the excess. And if you are to Google on the search engine asking what is a cubic concrete on the Ghanaian market, you end up having a figure around, that is 1,064 cedis. So multiply that by 7.1 cubic. You are looking at, that is 7,591 cedis. So that simple mistake of overcasting of a concrete of 1 inch, and 1 inch is almost like just the break of this finger, you are spending or you are losing about 7,500 cedis. So it's very, very important that whoever is supervising your project is very meticulous, because simple mistakes as 1 inch can cost you up to the tune of 7,500. Now, Gyimah, I believe that throws more light on the need to make sure that you are getting professionals to supervise the project. I would also want you to touch on the social amenities that we do not have in our community. Because if me being the one to construct the home, I end up having to bring electricity to my house, bringing water to my house, even with the construction of gutters in front of my house, obviously it's going to be part of the construction cost, and in the end it's not going to be affordable. Yes. What do you say?
In terms of getting power or amenities to your house, there, of course, in our system that we have here, is not always as smooth as sometimes we want it to be. That sometimes we end up spending. So I would urge everyone who is building now that doesn't have these amenities in place to always make sure you plan for them.
Okay.
Yeah, to always make sure you plan for them, because it's something that you cannot avoid. In terms of getting electricity, you look out for the nearest electricity.
But the question is, in planning for them, it does not become affordable again, because something that is supposed to be accommodated by the government, you end up being the one to pay for it.
Yeah, those are some of the regulations that are in place that we feel when the government is also able to come in terms of providing good roads, electricity, water, and drainage systems. At least people can also commit their little funds in building their homes. That will end up making them save
Okay.
whatsoever.
Elsewhere, you look at situations with the septic tank, and they have a central sewage where the waste from our houses, that is the fecal matter coming from the water closet, all going into this central sewage that has been provided by the government. But here in Ghana, anybody construction or building a home has to make sure he has to construct these manholes by themselves.
Yes.
Don't you think these items, when taken up by the government, eventually is going to take a lot of financial burden off the shoulders of the homeowner?
Of course, definitely. If you are not spending on those things, then that money will end up being in your pocket, so you end up saving. But unfortunately, when you are planning to build, I would urge everybody to also plan, because we don't have such facilities in our country. So when you are planning or when you are building, you should plan to be able to have these amenities. You should budget for them. Well, and other good news is, in terms of these tanks, these septic tanks that you're talking about now, we don't do like the old times that we had to dig a hole, or now we have very simple systems like the.
But are they affordable? The goal here is to make sure they are affordable.
The biodigester systems that are in place now, they are very affordable.
Okay.
Yeah, with less than 1,500 cedis, somebody can have a biodigester. Probably looking at the size of your house, you can just increase it a little bit.
Okay, thank you so much. With that of 1,500 cedis, you can have a biodigester. Going forward, we'll be looking at the construction of biodigesters, alternative ideas or concept to, bio septic tanks. So we take a break. The show is back after this. Stay with us. All right, so the phone line is activated at this moment. You can call and be part of the discussion. If you just join us, today our topic, we are looking at the practical guide to building an affordable house. And Eric Gyimah, that is the director for iWoods Creation, he joins me. He's been in the studio with us on this journey. Gyimah, yes. Let me ask this. One interesting message just came in. The person wants to know, with container houses, can you build them in waterlogged areas?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Container houses or prefab homes, that's basically one advantage about prefab homes. It can be built everywhere. The reason is that you don't need to dig too much into the ground to create a whole foundation with a regular brick and mortar. All you need is your supporting base, which can be in a form of a concrete pillar. It can be in a form of the required metal, like a U-channel, that can give you that support. It can also be built, their support can also be of wood. Like we have very strong woods like Gyimah.
And you've actually done this?
Well, we've not actually built any structure on water, but we've actually done shipping containers in the mountainous area on the beachfront.
Now, water causes a lot of problems on buildings, leading to its deterioration if not checked through defects such as rising damp, leakages in walls and concrete roofs and cracks, construction joints and rain traces on buildings. Let me introduce you to Gyimah concrete products used permanently to waterproof, protect and repair buildings, tunnels, reservoirs, bridges, and even dams. Gyimah can be used to waterproof buildings in extreme conditions like waterlogged or high water table areas. So if you want to have a container house for yourself with Gyimah in your concrete, do not fear if water is present. The unique Gyimah waterproofing technology, when applied on foundations, basements, septic tanks, swimming pools and balconies, and underground surface and water towns, guards and give you a solid guarantee against the adverse effect of water. So call Gyimah on this number 0302 681581, 0302 681581, or 0208 110328, 0208 110328. So for those confused about, the use of container shipping houses in waterlogged areas, the ultimate answer is the use of Gyimah concrete products. So the phone line is also activated. You can call and also make your submissions to the discussion so far. Hello, Joshua. Hello, Joshua.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Where are you calling from? Please, you tone down the volume of your set.
I have.
Okay. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Casa.
Okay, go on.
I couldn't catch the program really quick, but if you can help me with the contact and business name of the gentleman with the...
Okay, thank you. So make sure you send us a WhatsApp on 0500 180 697, 0500 180 697. Yes, you can drop the call 0500 180 697 and we shall give you his contact. Yes, so that's for the guest. Once you test us, his numbers will be sent to you by 0500 180 697. So go on, still reach out to us, 0500 180 697, and we shall gladly give you his contact. Now, most people also want to know, on the average, how much it's going to cost them for, building with shipping containers. We are looking at people trying to get home affordably.
So let me try to be a bit very practical, I suppose. Let's say a 20-footer shipping container is being converted to have a 1-bedroom, a toilet and bath, and your small kitchenette. You are looking between 60 to 90,000 Ghana cedis to be able to do that. 60 to 90,000. Your 20-footer container is going to be able to serve and give you a home.
So hold on for me. Let me go to Paul. Paul from Sunyani. Hello, Paul.
Hello.
Paul, please go on with your submission.
Yes, I want to ask, where can I locate your office in Accra?
Okay, so with that, I'm sure once you stay with us to the end of the show, you shall be given that detail. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you. Gyimah.
Yeah. So let's say
on
average, we are moving on to a 4. I gave you for the 20-footer.
Yes.
So the 20-footer, you're looking between 60 to 90,000 Ghana cedis. A standard one, very comfortable. Moving on to a 40-footer. A 40-footer, like I said, can either give you a 1-bedroom, a living room, a kitchen, and your toilet and bath. But if you are looking to have a 2-bedroom, that means you will not be having a living room. You have a 2-bedroom, you have a kitchenette, but you will not have a living room. To convert a standard 40-footer, you are looking around 160 to about 170,000 Ghana cedis. Will be able to give you a decent home in a 40-footer container.
Okay, so let me take this other caller. Hello, Maximum.
Hello, good afternoon. Yes, on the program, I want to ask a question.
Please go on.
May I know the fire resistance value for that type of house? And then as for the keys, somebody has asked of the roof temperature. So I want to know how long structures made of container can withstand fire. How long can they withstand fire?
Thank you very much, Maximum. So, brilliant question. I mean, fire resistant of the shipping container.
Yes, shipping container, basically the idea that people come is made of metal.
Yeah.
You understand? But the insulation that we provide inside a shipping container, which is there are so many insulations that we use, but most of these insulations are fire resistant. Even with the plaster board that we used inside, that's the same material that is even used in a regular brick and mortar, like a POP, which is also fire resistant. And the wooden aspect or wooden facade on it also, the kind of wood that we use is treated wood, which is not just for even shipping container, but when you're doing any form of cladding, the wood that is being used is heat-treated wood, which is also fire resistant and water resistant as well.
Okay, so let me go to Ofanko Barrier. Daniel, you're my last caller.
Yeah, please, I want to come in small.
Come in small.
Yeah, the way Ghana contracted they build their house is different from all West African countries. Because I think I hear from you that you say the inches of the concrete is 8 inches.
Yeah.
When you go to West African countries, it's not that. They use Sadako block before they put concrete 3 inches on top. Especially when you go to Cote d'Ivoire and Togo, Benin, all West African French countries.
Okay, so thank you very much, Daniel.
We spend so much of material. in burden side.
Thank you very much, Daniel. So, Daniel, one important thing you need to take note of it is that in all these jurisdictions, countries you've mentioned, they have a building code that governs them. So here in Ghana, the building code will tell you for certain work items, there are certain dimensions you have to, observe or apply. So that explains why for concrete slabs, you have 6 inches. But even with that, it depends where you're going to have the concrete slab cast. Because if you are doing that on the pavement, the thickness is different. So let's understand that. So the final words, people want to know where your office is, your contact number. Then we wrap up the show.
Okay, thank you.
You have 30 seconds.
Thank you very much. So iWoods Creations is in East Legon, Obojo. East Legon, Obojo. You can reach us on 0244 473 919. 0244 473 919. And you can also reach us on all our social media handles by the name iWoods Creations.
Thank you very much. So this has been the Pyramid Show, and I'm so glad you stayed with us. Let me also tell you that in the coming weeks, we shall be looking at the methodologies and the materials that you can have to achieve affordable housing for yourself. It's also important that you stop paying for rent and look at taking up a mortgage so that you become an owner and have your peace. This show was brought to you by Zypes Waterproofing Concrete Product and Republic Bank. From me and the rest of the production team here, we say stay blessed and have a fruitful week.